Ooh-wee. Just had a over 2-hour conversation with Big Swear and Cliff High via the Three Amigos chat. Interesting stuff. I'm doing one other video and that's it today. GM, well, first of all, this is from Wolf Street, wolfstreet.com, Wolf Richter site. GM cuts entire shift at factory for crossovers, laments moderating sales, layoffs not temporary. I told you for recovery, we already did cash for clunkers, 8-year loans. We'll put you in a car for 8 years. 5 years? No, 8. Still got problems selling cars. Yeah, it's called no discretionary spending for the sheeple of America. They're too busy spending massive mortgages, massive rent, and or other bills. Not even and other bills. But those are the big ones. If you're paying a mortgage, unless you've been sitting on it for a while, you're okay. But anyone newly getting into mortgages, rent, they're extremely high. And that's the biggest thing that'll take right out of your pocket, which will then not allow you to buy anything you may want to buy. I need a new TV, need a new vacuum cleaner, need to do this. Nope, don't have the extra money. Why not? Because this house I'm living in is sucking me dry. Which also means we ain't going to get a new car. 8-year, 10-year, anything. Doesn't matter. Not happening. 10-year loan, 8-year. I haven't heard of any 10-year loans yet, but we're up to 7 and 8 now like it's normal. What happened to the 5-year plan? 60 months. Anyways, GM cutting their shift at the factory. Quick look surprised. Ford cut off 20,000 employees. I mentioned that one, about 2 months ago. Hottest segment cools. Harvey and Irma hurricanes won't end Carmageddon, apparently. Remember, all the cars underwater? Literally underwater. I don't mean you under your payments. I mean the cars underwater. Hurricane came through, flooding. They had to open the floodgates in some places that flooded the towns and flooded cars and all kinds of stuff. Not enough to cause a recovery, huh? Maybe it's still too early. For the first 8 months of the year, car sales by GM and Ford plunged 19%. Industry car sales fell 11% despite record incentives. Sales of trucks, pickups, SUVs, crossovers, and vans have been the big hope. Total truck sales are up 3% for the year, reducing the overall sales decline to 3%. Particularly, crossovers have been red hot. Every manufacturer has jumped into this booming segment. They've been the big hope, but now even that hope is fading. Although crossovers now make up a large share of the automotive industry, overall volumes are moderating. General Motors told employees in a layoff notice at its Spring Hill, Tennessee assembly plant that makes the GMC Acadia and Cadillac XT5. These crossover models are among the very vehicles GM is counting on to pull it out of its sales funk. Quote, "We believe the best way to react is to reduce output," the statement said. Yeah, I think that's a reasonable react. I believe the best way to react is to reduce output. Is anyone buying these cars? Not hardly. Yeah, good decision. Slow down output, which means we're going to have to let some people go. It's a nice way of saying we got to let people go. Let them go, let them go. Doesn't matter if they can pay their home or not. Let them go, let them go. They're not even humans. No, they're just a number. Okay, that's bad. I'm stopping right now. Oh, ooh, sorry about that. GM will eliminate an entire overnight shift with about 1,000 workers. Some of the workers might be transferred to the engine or component manufacturing side of the plant, according to the GM spokesman. The notice was sent on Friday. It was meticulously timed. By the time it was reported by the Wall Street Journal, the markets had already closed. Let them close, let them... And no one was supposed to pay attention any longer. Already in December 2016, GM announced that it would kickstart 2017 by temporarily closing 5 assembly plants. Temporarily. This isn't forever. Just temporarily laying off 10,000 workers. But most of those employees were involved in making cars. What GM told its employees on Friday was different. It would cut an entire shift. It would not be temporary, and the purpose would be to cut production of formerly hot crossovers. Every automaker is pursuing the hot crossover segment with a vengeance. They're still selling, but not as well as expected, and demand is moderating, as GM put it. And now overcapacity is setting in. The bane in auto manufacturing. It has been hounding plants that make cars. But now the problem is spreading the plants. But now the problem is spreading the plants that make crossovers. Maybe spreading too. In June, GM already announced that it would extend its normal summer shutdown at some plants in the U.S. GM, you closing down any plants in other countries? Or is it just says in the U.S. Just curious if, because we're way past recovery mode in this country. Federal Reserve's been raising the rates every 0.25%. They're going to unwind October 1st. They're going to unwind this $4.5 trillion balance sheet. Just curious, are you guys closing any plants in any other countries you guys operate in? Or is it just America? Because that said just the U.S., by the way. We'll see, though. Ford, just 2 days ago, announced that it would idle 3 plants in the U.S. and 2 in Mexico that employs tens of thousands of people. By the way, this is in addition to the 20,000 it already laid off, as I mentioned 2-3 months ago. The shutdowns will range from 1 to 3 weeks, but they build mostly cars whose sales have crashed as consumers went for crossover and SUVs, presumably. We are continuing to match production with consumer demand, as we always do, Ford said in a statement, which is the same lingo it always uses during these occasions. Given that the shutdown of the Ford plants impacts car production, they're still clinging to the script that car sales have crashed while SUVs and crossovers are barely hanging on. Earlier this month, Fiat Chrysler, once again, this just goes to show you this is across the board. They stopped buying cars, people are getting into SUVs and trucks now. Oh, wait a minute. The crossovers were hot, now all of a sudden they're not. Who's hot and who's not? None of them are hot, to tell you the truth. Earlier this month, Fiat Chrysler Automobiles announced that it would shut down its plant in Windsor, Ontario for 5 weeks starting in October to balance production of 2 minivans. It has already eliminated 2 car lines and no longer manufactures cars in the U.S. It has been the hardest hit among U.S. brands, with car sales down 22% this year. Truck sales down, which, again, trucks are the best sales-up-wise. Trucks are down 5%, and total sales are 7.7%. Only Hyundai, minus 12.7%, and Kia, minus 8.4%, have booked larger drops. The plant shutdowns at GM and Ford were announced after Hurricanes Harvey and Irma had entered the equation. The hurricanes were initially expected to cause an upsurge in new vehicle demand. Everyone in the industry wants to know how many flood vehicles will be replaced by new cars, how many will be replaced by used cars, and how many will be repaired. Right? So that's the other question. You're a person who just lost your house. You didn't have the proper insurance, right? Didn't have flood insurance for that. And you weren't even really affected by the hurricane that much. But because you live in a dumpier section of town, and up that way is a little reservoir, a little dam, overspill and whatnot, and this nicer area over there that's about to flood, they're going to have to open the floodgates and let that run down wherever it goes. And it's going to your place. And you didn't have flood insurance. Rightfully so, because you didn't live in a flood zone. You're up on a hill. You're good. Not anymore. Your house is not covered. You still have a mortgage payment. Do you think that person is going to, first of all, be qualified now? They'll probably stop making their payments immediately. I mean, obviously, you keep making your mortgage payment on a destroyed house that's not covered by insurance. No, you're going to walk. You're going to walk. Walk this way. Talk this way. Just give me a kiss. No, give me a used car. Not a new car and not a kiss. A used car. That's the logical decision. Honey, our credit's about to be destroyed. Now, you might, then again, maybe, this is American people. A lot of us are sheeple out there. Not all of us are awake. Many of us still plugged into the matrix. Haven't unplugged yet. Honey, before our credit gets destroyed, let's go buy a new car. Because I'm going to stop making a payment on that house. Second we stop making a payment, our credit's going to take a hit. Let's go get some new cars. But after seeing that, again, the mindset of most people probably, I don't think the mindset's going to be, let's go get a new car. I think the mindset's going to be, our lives have just been uprooted. Our house may be completely destroyed. We need to save as much best we can, whatever. Let's go buy a used car. I need a car right away. Let's get a used car. Even if it's on credit or not, used car. That's what makes sense. Warren Buffett, whose Berkshire Hathaway owns auto insurer Geico, shed some additional light on this last Tuesday. Geico is the second largest auto insurer in Texas. Do you know that old Snippy has Geico too? Just throw that out there. So they are the second largest auto insurer in Texas and the largest in Florida. Pablo, honey, please come to Florida. That's where Snippy is. Florida. Harvey, with its catastrophic flooding, has likely caused losses for Geico on 50,000 vehicles or so, Buffett explained. And losses in Texas are likely to exceed, by quite a margin, its losses in Florida. In other words, the damage to vehicles in Florida was far less than in Texas, and the damage in Texas appeared to be less than originally expected, as those estimates have come down. InfoNation estimated a few days ago about 300,000 vehicles were likely damaged in the greater Houston region. So hold on, wait a minute. In other words, the damage to vehicles in Florida was far less than in Texas. Okay, that makes sense. And the damage in Texas appears to be less than originally expected, as those estimates have come down. Maybe Texas generally, not just cars. But above that, Harvey, with its catastrophic flooding, has likely caused losses for Geico on 50,000 vehicles, Buffett explained. Now they're saying InfoNation estimated a few days ago that about 300,000 vehicles were likely damaged in the greater Houston region as a result of Harvey. It added, well, then again, and that doesn't necessarily mean that 300,000 all belong to Geico. So, we'll continue on this. It added, since not all vehicles will be covered by insurance or recorded as flood damage, the number of total damaged vehicles will never be accurately known. Given the new layoffs, particularly those at the GM plant that makes crossovers, which are popular in Texas, automakers may not expect a huge surge in demand for new vehicles from hurricane-affected areas. They may expect that repairs and used vehicles will be called upon to a larger extent than originally hoped for. So far this year, the new vehicle sales are 321,000 units behind last year. Given the lowered expectations of demand from hurricane-affected areas, the rest of the year is unlikely to fill that hole. Since sales have crashed in the hurricane-affected areas in early September and will take a while to get back to normal, total sales this year across the U.S. will likely fall further behind. Even next year, there might not be enough demand from hurricane-affected areas to alter the course of the downward spiral. Auto sales in the Houston area, already battered by the oil bust and then by Hurricane Harvey, plunged to levels not seen since the depth of the financial crisis. In other sectors, too, the damage is becoming clear. Read, answers emerge from Harvey hit Houston at the following link, which you will see if you go to this website that I link here, and check it out yourself at the bottom. GM crossover 2017. I just want to look at one of these turds. SUVs and crossover. Let's take a look at this together, shall we? Let me throw a GM a bone for free. No charge. This is not a paid promotion. This is free. Got the Trax, Equinox, Traverse, and the old Tahoe. $47,000 for a damn Tahoe. Listen, I'll go to the auction, get one of those old the ex-police cars, find a freaking, 2010, 2011, 2012 Tahoe, 12, 13, 14 grand all day. It's not going to have all the bells and whistles. That's okay. Better than paying 3 times that amount. We got the Suburban at $50,000. And what is this? Come on. Hold on. You see this? You guys see this right now? 2018 Chevy Suburban 8. What's the HD model? What does that mean? High definition? By driving around in a high definition vehicle? No. What is it? HD. Max seating, 8. Max towing, 3,000 pounds. Well, how about the Suburban? Max seating is 9, with towing of 8,300 pounds. What the? 16 in the city, 23 highway mileage. They don't even list it on this one. Is that they trying to tell us something? Same thing with the Tahoe. Anything over here? Oh, Equinox, 26 miles a gallon in the city, 32 in the on the highway. All right, so these are the little crossovers. You know, it's kind of a car, but it's kind of an SUV. You know, it's a crossover. I thought crossover was a damn TV show, Crossing Over with John Edwards. No, it's a GM car. Anyways, I'm done looking at this. I don't even $80,000, 2018. No, actually, I'm not done. I have now my curiosity. Let's look at this. I gotta pull back up. I'm sorry. The 2018 Chevy Suburban HD is here to offer your fleet great capabilities thanks to its powerful 6.0-liter V8 engine. That's probably like a 400 cubic inch or so, isn't it? And heavy-duty transmission along with its seating for up to 8 and fold flat rear seats. Underneath, Suburban HD relies on a strong steel frame as well as a heavy-duty suspension and brakes to create a stout performer ready to carry the weight of your fleet's needs. Starting at $80,000. Anything else? Available OnStar 4G Wi-Fi internet data with built-in Wi-Fi hotspot. Includes a data trial for 3 gigabytes or 3 months, whichever comes first. The 3 gigabytes is going to come in probably the first, hour of your family using it. What else do we have? 6-speed automatic transmission, heavy duty, HD locking rear differential. Oh, of course, I'm assuming this is yep. Standard all-wheel drive. Yep. 360 horsepower. Transfer case, yeah, whatever. Anyways, $80,000 for this turd. It's a nice looking car. It's $80,000. What? Show me where $80,000 is put into this. Justify that kind of price. Well, it's justified because we can put you in a damn 8-year loan. Make your payments come down to wherever you need them to come down. Listen, it's not about just payments. It's about, I don't want to be married to the car the rest of my life. I want to pay it off in a reasonable amount of time. What are those payments? It's out of your price range. And that's why I go and get used cars. And this is probably the newer, I usually buy several-year-old vehicles. Maybe 10 years. Try to find them with low miles, that kind of thing. This van, this is a 2015 touring Chrysler Town & Country. Happened to work out at the time, whatever, that's what we got. It's 2 years old. We got it for, I think, when we first got it, whatever, it was like 22, 22K, something like that. 22,000. Tax and insurance with 23, whatever. But that's also 80,000 here, not including those fees, so it was the 22,000. Brand new, the thing was near 40 grand, 38 something. Starting at 38. Saw one at the dealer. 2 years old, I'll take, almost half the price off that. Thank you. That's just ridiculous. If you can buy something and it loses value that damn fast, that's the market. Again, that's the market telling you what it's worth. And it's been telling us all these years what these cars are worth. And they ain't even worth kind of what you buy them for. Brand new. And here's the thing. I could afford some, a car payment of a brand new nice car. I don't know. My brain just doesn't. So what? Even if you can afford it, so what? Don't waste the freaking money. Oh, you want to redo your man cave, your crypto cave? Yeah. Put the money there. Oh, you want to do something your wife needs it? Put it there. Oh, I can't. We got, one car payment $600, the other car payment's $500, And we've got our health insurance, that's, 1,000 something. And the mortgage, oh my God. No. Ain't got no damn health insurance. I don't have any car payments anymore. As I said, we just paid that damn thing off. Thank you, cryptos. Thank you, Cliff High, for leading us onto some of these awesome cryptos that I capitalized on. Like I said, I didn't just put all this money into this house down payment. I sold off some. Have some into my checking account, saving account, down payment, whatever, done. So, Evelyn, a checking account and banking account, or a savings account. You want to go ahead and pay the cars off? I had very little on my little thing. I used half of the bank account at the time when I got my car, and then swiped it on the old credit card. The other half, it was low, anyways. She says, I just hate every time I see that $400 payment come out. It bothers me. I hate being in debt. So you want to go ahead and do it? Yep. Make the call. Sorry, payment's too big. Your credit card or debit card denied. Call the bank. Need to make a one-time payment. We're paying off a car. We'll authorize that thing. Thank you. She's paid it off. So I thought we were going to get some trouble from the bank. You know, we can't. Nope. No problem. Pay it off. Done. So let me tell you, it feels great to be completely out of debt, not including this new house. We just got this house a week, not even a week ago yet. 5 days ago. So yeah, I do have a mortgage debt, which I do plan on, and I'd love for this all to work out, and so far it has, to pay this sucker off with cryptos. And then I will write my damn book. A Crypto Story by JSnip4. From deadbeat foreclosed to getting a loan right away after that because he fought the banks, got a nice settlement out of that, fought the credit rating agency nonsense they were doing, selling my loan off, breach of contract. You're in breach of contract, and you had no authority to do that. Now you're going to get screwed, which you can nail them for $1,000 a piece every time they send you you owe us this, and I was just wait every month. That's $1,000. That's another $1,000. Oh, they called. That's $1,000. Oh, yep, 1,000. I told you guys not to reach out to me. You did it. 1,000. But I didn't want to nail them. Dispute the credit report. You can't both hit my credit report for the same thing. And I disputed the debt from you, the new one. And you replied saying, here's what I requested to show that I owed the debt. Because I did demand, show me, prove that I owed the debt. Show me it. Because there's no way they could. I settled with this bank, not you. They should have given you the settlement, and you should have never, ever try to hit my credit score. Only they can hit my credit score from the first foreclosure. But since I, again, don't take things lying down, I will fight for everything that I need to fight for. They took both off the credit score. I have fantastic credit right now. My wife has got unbelievable credit. She's always had great credit. I have no freaking debt anymore, except for this house. We just got the house. Now all I have to worry about for right now going forward in my life, Joe, just make the freaking mortgage payment. That's it. Everything's paid for, no credit cards. And again, I have these damn cryptos. Not for all, to thank for all of this I'm telling you about, but a good portion of it to come up with that big down payment and everything, man. And I'm still sitting here looking at my portfolio. What's on mine? Oh, it's up this much. Oh, it's back down. Oh, it's back up. All I need is for these things to perform even a smidgen, a little bit of how they've done this year, next year. And you're going to be hearing me doing a breaking news video. Guys, holy effing crap. I paid my house off with cryptos. Oh my God, I can't believe this. And I'm going to be doing backflips. And I'm sure some of you will too. Because for the same reasons. Same reasons. So, anyways, done with the video. Little, not really a rant, but little side info for you. Off topic kind of a thing, whatever. Take care.